All right, my Land Rover loving friends, we're working on this Land Rover Discovery 2, and today we're going to replace this. This is the latch here that opens the rear tailgate, and clearly it's broken and has seen way better days. Okay, first thing we have to do is remove this rear door card. Not too difficult. It's going to be a combination of some Phillips screws that are in the subwoofer here. There's a little hidden one behind this door handle right there. And then there might be a couple underneath here. No. So just these ones are going to come off here for the subwoofer. And then this panel comes off, but there's a tool that we're going to show you how to use. It'll basically pop this off. There's little plastic grommets behind here that hold it into place. Ideally, you're not breaking those off. If a couple break, it's not the end of the world. It'll go back on. You'll never know. But we don't want to break too many of them. Otherwise, the whole panel will fall off. Okay, surprisingly, these little subwoofers are actually in really good shape. Normally, these are blown out, usually in a couple of pieces. So this vehicle is pretty great shape for 80-some thousand miles on it. 20-some-year-old vehicle at the time of this recording. It's really in great shape. Love this one. So maybe somebody replaced these already, and I think they did because these aren't normal screws in here. These are like hex bolts or something. That's not normal. But next thing you got to do is take these little Phillips screws out here, and then this whole plate will come off. Okay, the next thing we need to do is these screws right here on the left-hand side, right here and here, and then there's I think there's about 8 of them. They all need to come out as well. All right, now we got to get the hidden screw out. And then once you get that out, you got to pull this lever forward and bring this plastic piece towards you, and it comes right off. If you still have the original tool bag, that's kind of cool. Just take it out and move it aside. All right, what's next is we have to take this door card off, and I have a couple of tools that I use. Just the cheap plastic wedge. We've got a couple of them here that are pretty well used up. And then once you start to get in there, having one of these pry tools, this is like a trim piece removal. I'll show you once we get it apart, but there's little buttons in there, and if you get it right in there and you can pull it out, that's super helpful. Okay, getting these off is, hit or miss. As careful as you can be, they sometimes will break. I mean, this is a 20-year-old vehicle. The plastic is going to be brittle anyway. But these are super cheap parts to get, and I probably have a few pieces laying around that I can replace this with. But, if you get it out, if you do the right thing, these little ridges hold it into the receiver side. And if you go real slow, you'll hear it kind of creak and crack, and you'll know you got it. But a few of these, when I went to pull it off, they were already broken. So you can see the end piece is stuck in there, and it's not on this side. So, again, take your time on it, because if you don't have to replace it, then that's better. But here's kind of the technique I use. Let's see if I can get this in here. But basically, let's see. So I get the wedge in there, and then once you get it in near it's just not going to focus, is it? There we go, a little bit. So once you get it in, there you go. That's exactly what you want to see. Like, you just want to get it as close to the pin as possible, and then just start working it back and forth and then out towards you. The slower you go, the better. Okay, we got the door card off now. You've got this plastic stuff on here that can just stay there. That's basically to keep any moisture out. But somebody definitely was in here, because this has obviously been taken down. So I wonder if these latches have a tendency to break and fail. So this may have been replaced at some point. Okay, now we're in here. I haven't done this one in a while, so I'm going by memory, but I think there are 3 10mm nuts. There's one in there. There's one, where is it? Why can't I find it in the camera? Oh, there it is right there. And then there's a third one back in there somewhere. I'm sorry if the camera can't pick it up, but it's in there. I think there are 3 nuts that hold that on. And then the real tricky part is this little lever right here. This, you do not want to break these. That tiny little green plastic thingy right there holds that metal rod in, and then there's the same one at the top, that white one. They get very brittle. If your latch ever breaks, 9 times out of 10, that's the problem. One of those little guys is broken. So be really careful when you go to remove this. Okay, we got to put the brakes on right now. Okay, here's the deal. So these two 10mm bolts, this one here and this one over here. Let's see if we can get in there. I took the one off, and when I started to take this one off, I realized that that was just loosening the handle itself. All I need to do is remove the plastic piece. I forgot that these, it's been a while since I've done this, so forgive me guys. Those are held on by, I think, just 2 smaller bolts, actually larger bolts. They're 12mm nuts. So one of them is straight through here, this hole you can get to it, but the other one is way back up in there. That one I couldn't show you earlier is like way back in there. So, oh, where is it? Anyway, trust me, it's back in there behind that post. And I'll see if I can get a light on here. No light? Yeah, we got a light in there. So, all right, let's see where we can find this thing. So anyway, wow, there it is, way back there. See it? That is a real challenge to get to. I'm going to try to get it with a ratcheting box wrench, something like this. And if I could stick it in there and wind it off slowly, that'd be great. Otherwise, I hope I don't have to, but this lock actuator may have to come out. All right, this might be the worst recording job I've ever done, but here's what I ended up having to do. I could not get that nut to loosen for the life of me. And really the reason is, let me see if I can find the piece that broke. There's a plastic piece that goes into the old part. Let me show you on the new part. So basically, this part right here is what we were trying to get off. I had a really hard time trying to get that off. I know I was turning it. It was really hard to get to, but I know I was turning it. But what was happening is, because it was broken, this whole thing was spinning. It was cracked here. So the whole thing was spinning, and I couldn't get it to loosen because I couldn't get a hold of this side of it to stop it from spinning. So, because I knew it was going to be replaced anyway, there it is. I got it off, and it's actually even simpler than I expected. There's one bolt that goes in here that holds the whole thing on real steady, and then these 2 bolts here I can feed through and get that nut on and tighten it back up. So apologies I couldn't get all that on video. I got a little frustrated because it was like, you know, I spent 40 minutes trying to unscrew a bolt that wasn't going to be unscrewable. So it was, this part was just spinning on the outside here underneath the broken plastic. So again, if you know you're going to replace it anyway, if you gently remove this, I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and hopefully that helps, because that was very maddening. But here we are. Okay, that's better. And now we're going to put the new part back in here. So first thing you got to do is you got to take the spare wires here, and you got to fish it through this hole right here. So the second one right there, and fish that through and connect it on the other side. So pretty straightforward. This comes off with this little clip here. It's a little misleading. Let's see if we can get it to focus in. When you go to remove it, there we go. That tab here comes towards you, and then you can pull it out, not pushed in. So get your finger in there, or a little screwdriver, push the tab towards you, and this comes out, no problem. Okay, next thing is through where the Land Rover logo usually is, that obviously pops out. There's a bolt way up in there, a bolt hole, and that's your 10mm bolt. It's got to go up in there, and once you screw that back in, that'll hold this thing real tight to it. And then we'll go around the other side and tighten the 2 up. Okay, we got it all together. Before I put this logo back in here, give this a shot of some lubricant, WD-40 at the very least, maybe some other type of oil in here. These do tend to like corrode over time, and then it makes it hard for this to either go up or go down. Sometimes it gets stuck in the up position, and then the door won't shut. And if you just keep this lubed up, we'll hit it with some oil from this side, and then also from this side. Can't hurt to have it in there on these latches and so forth. Otherwise, then I think we're done. I mean, you know, we're done with the video, that is. I'm going to put this all back together, and I'll probably replace some of these clips since I have them, and we will have a door that is looking good and still working. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I appreciate it if you subscribe, and if you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. Thanks very much, guys.